Hey guys, we're here at Somerville Theater in Davis Square, and in just a few moments, we're going to be speaking to Billy West. Yes, that Billy West, voiceover actor known all around the world for his roles, including Doug, Ren and Stimpy, the Red M&M, and our Futurama favorites, including Fry, Professor Farnsworth, and Dr. Zoidberg. Tonight, he's receiving the Boston Comedy Festival's Lifetime Achievement Award. We're talking to him about this amazing accomplishment. We're in the backstage with Billy West. Billy, thank you so much for taking the time to talk. And again, congratulations on the Boston Comedy Festival Lifetime Achievement Award. How does it feel?
Thank you. It feels great. I've never gotten an award for anything. I've been in animation for 30 years and commercials and whatnot, and I've never even been nominated for an Emmy, so I said that I was like the Susan Lucci of animation. But hey, when they give me one, I'll give it back.
Yeah, it's a crime, yeah.
Wouldn't that be funny to go down in history as the person that said, I don't want it?
So we have to start from the very beginning. WBCN, again, like I said, I'm with WBZ Radio,
right.
And we just celebrated our 100th year anniversary. And I'm curious, how did you get your start in radio? And I guess you started with first, the Big Mattress, or one of the first times you were on the radio, right?
Yes, it was the Big Mattress show on WBCN, and Charles Laquadera hosted the show. And I somehow got introduced to a couple of guys from the show. And I think I won a contest. That's what it was. And then they had me come in, and I started going crazy, and they started rolling tape. And then eventually they asked me if I wanted to come in. And I was coming in early in the morning for nothing. And then a producer job opened up, and I said, "There's no producer school. What school do you go to be a producer?" So I said, "I'll do it," And I didn't know what I was doing. I'm back there with the tape machines, and I figured it out.
And being from Boston, you were born in Detroit, right? And then moved to Boston as a kid?
Yeah, I was born in Detroit, Michigan, and in '63 moved to Boston with my mom and two brothers, and went to school here and everything. All the schools I went to, I think one of them's a nursing home, so maybe they're saving my old seat for me.
And do you still reside in Massachusetts, or are you Los Angeles?
No, I live in Los Angeles now, because most of the work that I do is out there.
Yeah, let me ask you, because with the pandemic, now how did voiceover, change? Did it affect it at all? Because I know nowadays people have either their home studio, or two, technology has advanced so much that you can have some small get-up or setup and then work from home.
It's not special anymore. Everybody and their brother has a microphone and a setup, it's like all of the YouTube videos. Hey guys, hey guys, hi guys, hey guys, hey guys. And they all have their microphones and everything. It's not special anymore. But yeah, that was what radio was all about. Is I learned as I went, and then when I moved to New York, they played rough in there. So, when I used to go on, I used to rip it up, just like insolent and kind of outrageous,
So now because I too I'm actually from Los Angeles area, and I moved over here about 2.5 years ago. Is there any part of Boston that you miss, that you don't get back home in LA now?
I miss the attitude, I forgot where I came from, and I come back and I'm at the airport and I want to get a rental car, and this guy looks like he knows what he's doing, and I said, "Hey, I got to get a rental car," and he goes, "Yeah, you do." "Oh, well, where, how do I, take the blue line over there, the blue line." I said, "Where though, and it's like, they expect you to know everything. And I said, "Why is everybody so secretive about the rent-a-car place?" "Well, we don't want you people knowing more than we do, we don't want you outsmarting us."
So we have to talk about your long list of roles from the very beginning. Doug was the main or first voiceover
One
big gig you landed.
One of them, yeah, it was Nickelodeon.
He was Doug Funny. He was 11-and-a-half-year-old, tweener, I guess was the word. And let's see. Yeah, and I had a girlfriend, Patty Mayonnaise, and a dog named Pork Chop. And Hey, loser, what are you doing talking to them? You should talk to me. I'm running for office, so vote for this.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but Doug is actually based off, or not based off of, but I guess as a child, I guess you may have had similar way of speaking.
Well, the guy that created the show, that basically was him as a kid. He did a lot of fantasizing, and he was very sensitive, and I was pretty much the same way. And that sort of in between being a teenager and a kid was hard to strike a balance, you know. So it was just kind of a higher voice. But at the same time, I had auditioned for Ren and Stimpy, and I was doing that show. While I was doing this sweet little show, and then there was this demonic show.
I think that along with Doug was one of the first cartoons. I was a Nickelodeon kid. You know, there's like a Disney group and a Nickelodeon group.
Yeah.
I fell into the Nickelodeon camp, and Ren and Stimpy, again, as a very young lad myself, I watched it. Didn't get all the jokes at the time, but you can appreciate the chaos.
Your parents let you watch that?
I'm not sure if you know the movie Event Horizon.
Where do they live? They have to be arrested. They have to be arrested for abuse.
I think it builds character. I think it does.
In other words, I raised you.
Basically.
You look like you turned out okay to me.
I think so.
Yeah.
And is there, I think I've heard Ren and Stimpy, a relaunch of the show. Is that accurate?
Yeah, they're talking about that now. And we'll see what happens. But it was manic. It was really manic, and it was a lot of screaming and yelling. You know, I mean, I'd come out of there with barely able to talk. And then I'd have to pull it together for the next day, you know. Hey, Ren, will you button me? Will you shut up, you fool? Else I shall kill you, you pig! You know, and I'd be like...
So I love how you can just fall right back into the characters at any moment. Does it feel like you're like a jukebox when people stop you on the street? They just start yelling out characters, and do you oblige?
Well, unlike a jukebox, I don't make any money. So no, I'm always, if people want to hear that stuff, I'm always happy to do stuff like at the conventions. People come to hear you. You know, they just want to sit and watch, and you know, and I play to them. You know, shut up and take my money. Or greetings from the year 3000. It still sucks. I don't want to live on this planet anymore. Let's see what else. Good news, everyone. Bad news. And let's see. She's a beautiful ship, all right. I'm gonna fly her brains out. Yeah. And how about some food? Where's the cake? The big lifetime achievement cake. There's no cake here. I'm scuttling.
So right now I'm in heaven. Basically, I'm in heaven right now. Again, does that ever cross your mind, or how often does it cross your mind that you are a major influence in countless who you used to be children, now adults, and obviously you're still continuing it with new shows like Disenchantment. You know what it is? I'm doing what I watched and was inspired by as a child. I was one of these kids. I didn't have a very happy home life, you know. It was like a hell house, and so my escape was to run around and create little characters and do voices, and I learned to play music, and you know, just escape. And but I mean, I listened to all my heroes doing these voices in these shows, and I actually grew up to work with some of them. Some of my idols. And you know what? They always say like the same kind of thing. We were saving a seat for you. You know, where you been? So now I say that to little nippers that want to do voiceover. He said, come on, the industry needs you, man. You know, saving a seat for you. Yeah. Now, I don't know how much more time you have because I don't want to hold you up for anything.
No, don't hold me up.
But yeah, I was going to lead into voiceover work. I went to college broadcasting journalism and also voiceover work as well. What would your advice be to those entering the voiceover world? Like I said, back 20, 30 years ago, it's a different world than what we're seeing right now.
I never went to any kind of schools. There was no signposts. There was no teachers. There were... You know, nobody could, if you try to tell somebody that you wanted to do cartoon voices, they would just look at you, you know, like, what? What does that mean? You know, it's, so it was like a very nebulous kind of goal to have as a young person. But I found my way. I mean, I got where they needed voices. You go to radio. you know, because they need to hear. But the kind of radio that they were doing on FM was free form, and it was like I could come in and do basically whatever I was thinking at the moment, you know, and then very spontaneous. Same thing with the Stern Show.
Do you see yourself doing any more? Again, you have your hands full with voiceover work. Do you miss radio?
I think podcasts are the best radio out there, and I've heard some really good ones. My friend Gilbert Gottfried has a great podcast, and my friend Stephanie Miller has she does like political humor. She's very funny, and I love her. But I've heard some pretty good people.
Mm-hmm. Mark Maron too. You were on his show.
Yeah, I was on his show one day. Yeah, he's great. I mean, these guys have such followings, so you know, it's good to go and talk to them.
Is there anything that your fans should be aware of? Any message to them?
I'm on Twitter, the Billy West, and Disenchantment is on Netflix, and we're doing another season of it. Just was recording stuff the other day, and that's really fun. It's so different from Futurama. It's a whole different show. Mm-hmm. Different kind of humor too, but good. So yeah.
And there's a final word. Goodbye.
Excellent.